Congressman, we are and were deeply hoping for you to be wearing your Donald Trump hugging the American flag tie. We do have photos of you wearing that incredible tie to put up, but this is a moment where we really do fear for what the future of this country is. This trial seems unbelievably rigged and in a way that would potentially require something to be done about this broken system. Can you comment on what could potentially happen here to Donald Trump if found guilty?
Well, Benny, thank you for having me. And yes, I do wear Trump ties. It's the only tie I wear until November 5th. But I put something out yesterday and I said, we have a compromised, a convicted judge. He is dangerous. This is a dangerous game. I think that the left is playing. I think this is reaching the highest levels in our government all the way to Joe Biden. This is concocted between him, Alvin Bragg, and everyone else against Donald Trump because they know the American people support Donald Trump. The polls show it, that Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president, and they're going to do everything they can to try to damage and keep Donald Trump off the campaign trail. I said it last week up there in New York. It's election interference at its core. They are so scared of this guy. They are scared of Donald Trump, and they're going to do everything they can to keep him off the campaign trail. It's not going to work, Benny. This is backfiring with that knucklehead De Niro up there yesterday. That didn't work out too good either, did it?
You stood at probably the exact same place that Robert De Niro stood. And you wore this tie. We were big fans of it. We were big fans of your commentary. And I guess I'd like to ask, this does seem to be backfiring. I mean, when the Biden campaign, it has to do campaign rallies outside of the courthouse, and when Joe Biden's planning on giving a speech from the White House, from the Oval Office about this, these seem like desperation ploys. This seems like a desperation attempt as the jury still remains out in this verdict.
Yeah, it is. And they are desperate. They've been going after Donald Trump now for years. They've gone after him for years. They looked at Russia, his impeachment. Donald Trump, understand, America, Donald Trump runs on motor oil. He's a machine. Donald Trump is a machine. I've never met a man, seen a man be able to handle the stress that this far left has placed upon Donald Trump with all these different indictments, sham impeachments, all of it. He just keeps bouncing back. He has Teflon. Everything bounces off Donald Trump. And I agree with Laura Trump earlier. She was on Fox News, said, this guy, nothing phases him. Nothing phases Donald Trump. He loves this country. He loves the American people. And he's doing this for you and I, Benny. He's doing it for you and I. He's doing it for our children, our grandchildren, and the future of this country. He could just go home and live his billionaire life. He doesn't choose to do so. He does it because he loves this country, and that's why America loves him, and he's going to be the 47th president. He is.
So you've been saying that on this program for years, sir, and now every single poll seems to confirm that you were right. This backfire, it's pretty historic. The more they do this to Donald Trump, the more popular he gets. Are you seeing that in your district? Are you seeing that on the trail?
He is. I'm in the district office today, and I've been speaking to people. I was at an event last night. I'm going to speak to a couple hundred tonight, senior citizens in the Del Webb community. And what I've been hearing is what they're doing is wrong. And they believe what I believe and what you believe. This is working against, this is backfiring on the Democrats to bring up that Robert De Niro. Who cares what the hell what Robert De Niro says, right? I just think it's backfiring. I think they are very desperate right now. They don't like the polls. They don't like the polling they're seeing in the swing states. They know they're not going to keep the Senate. They're going to lose the Senate. We're going to continue to keep the House if we behave. And Donald Trump, we're going to have all three branches. And then we're going to have to go up there. And my humble opinion, we're going to have to clean house. We're going to have to clean house and straighten this country out. And the American people know there's one guy that can do it. There's one guy. It's Donald Trump.
Would you be in favor of a special counsel investigation into the collusion and coordination between the Biden White House and these trials?
Absolutely. Once we get back into the White House, there needs to be a lot of special counsels. There needs to be a lot of investigations going on with the DOJ, the FBI. The J6ers is another one, and what they've done to the J6ers. We need to investigate the Select Committee. Just because the Select Committee is gone, Benny Thompson is no longer there, we need to investigate the Select Committee and look at what they've done with potential destruction of evidence and everything else. The judges need to be investigated. Letitia James, phony Fannie Willis, Jack Smith, all of them, they all need to be under investigation, because what we've seen being done to Donald Trump, it's never happened before. Never happened before. And I think this is, again, a very dangerous game they're playing. And it's not good for America. It's not good. I would caution the judge to be, you got to be careful what you do here and what you say. If they convict him and they go to a sentencing hearing, I would be very, very careful.
Yeah. Okay. So then what does that look like for congressional oversight, sir, considering the fact that the Cook Political Report does say that Republicans will keep Congress for the first time ever this morning, along with take with the Senate and deliver the White House for Donald Trump. So it seems like the wind is at your back. The odds are in your favor. And many in this audience would say, well, what are you going to do about it? Right.
Well, yeah. And what you've seen, and I don't think we've done very well. I'm just being honest with you. I'm a Freedom Caucus guy, and I love the fact that the American people gave us the gavel back, and we've had the speakership now, but look at how we've behaved. We got rid of a speaker, and now we got a speaker that's, everything we seem to do is done through with Democrat support. So we can't accomplish anything on our own, and everything is watered down because we need Democrats to support us. And so I think we're in a little bit of trouble. If the American people give us the gavel back or keep the gavel, I think we ought to behave. We ought to behave, and we ought to pass strong legislation in support of the president. So if Donald Trump says we need to move in this direction as it relates to border security, inflation, energy, we need to follow suit and take that lead. That's what we need to do.
And the path forward for Donald Trump: 5 months to the general election, 25 days to a CNN debate. Will you be there, Congressman? You seem to be at Trump's side pretty regularly.
Yeah, I think June 24th, I think is a good thing. That's a calculated risk, I believe, that Joe Biden's playing. Somebody told him, Joe, you're behind in all the polls in the swing states. We're going to give you a little shot of adrenaline, and hopefully you can stay awake and speak coherently, but you're going to have to debate Donald Trump. But I believe June 24th is election day. I think Donald Trump is going to clobber him. I think Donald Trump is going to be able to talk about his record. When he first ran, he didn't really have a record. We can't look at the 2020 election because it was just everything was COVID. But Donald Trump is going to talk about his 4 years of accomplishments. And if he stays on subject and talk about inflation, interest rates, security, border, no wars, everything was great across the globe. If he does that, the American people are going to listen, and they're going to say, we need to bring back Donald J. Trump because everything was great. And look at where we are today. So I think election day is June 24th, quite honestly.
Wow. This is a pretty big endorsement of a CNN debate. It'll be 3 against 1. It seems like Donald Trump had 12 against 1 in the courthouse today. But it doesn't seem to have broken the man. Yeah, I don't know how it's possible, but he seems to grab this energy, and it just gives him more energy. It's a remarkable thing.
Yes.